Speaking of good games, Wildlands, right? Did you try that?
Yes.
They both took a breath in.
So Wildlands, Elliot and I had tried it.
What is Wildlands?
Wildlands is Ghost Recon.
Oh, yeah.
Tom Clancy.
Open beta.
Opened on Tuesday, I think, and I think goes until the end of the weekend, or is it next
Goes
week?
through the 27th. So
27th.
Monday.
So
And
we're recording
then
this
it's
on the
out on the
26th. So that means
tomorrow.
you're too late if you're listening to this.
Yeah, if you're
probably.
listening to this, you're too late.
But it comes out in a couple weeks anyways.
Right. And so they kind of just open, like, from what I could tell, they open up a beginning area and then sort of a more endgamey area, so you can learn the controls and then get buck-fucked by, like, super high level guys.
Yes, it
or
does
more,
get significantly more difficult.
More armored guys, I guess is what you'd say.
Yep.
But to me, it really just kind of played like Metal Gear Solid 5 multiplayer with a little less gadget and a little more just sneaking around.
Okay.
You kind of clear bases and then you run around and tag different resources, and then those resources can be used to, like, you have to get skill points, but then you also have to get a certain amount of resources to activate a particular skill point. So if it's like, better control in a car, it'll probably cost fuel, and if it's, there's just kind of different resources for each thing. And I don't know if it's accelerated because of the beta, but it seemed like I was unlocking stuff very quickly. Like, within the first 5 minutes, there were 11 different skills I could choose to upgrade, and each one had several tiers above that.
Okay.
And each one has its own levels of, like, upgrades that you can do. So
I think right away, some of the stuff is kind of quick. It does, once you get to the second tier, it takes 2 skill points, and then even more supplies.
Per blip in each thing.
Yeah,
so,
and,
like,
and
each
the
level
first
of it.
ones, if there's 4 slots available, the first 2 cost 1 each, and then the third one costs 2, the fourth one costs 3. So you get a skill point every time you level, and then they're scattered throughout the map in the form of medals that are issued to, like, cartel members. So if you pick those up, it'll give you a skill point.
Okay.
And then when you take down, like, an area boss, you'll get a handful of skill points as well. But once, like, I had like 11 skill points available after taking down a big boss when I finished last night, and I mean, I probably put them into 4 upgrades because they were costing me 3 and 2 each. So
Is it an open map?
Yeah,
scenario,
open world.
or is it
it's very
Sort of.
wide open. Some people are comparing it to, like, GTA, and it does kind of have that kind of a feel. I mean, you got an overhead map with objectives all over it. You can choose which one you want to go to, and then you drive there.
Okay.
And
It kind of felt almost more like a Far Cry vibe to me.
Okay.
Because
Yes.
there's really
that was what I
not.
was envisioning.
There's like places you go, but it's not like there's a bunch of stuff to do in between it. Like, I wouldn't really consider it open world, other than that you can choose which thing you want to go after first. But it's not like, if I drive my Jeep off this cliff, maybe I'll find a cave that has a gun in it. It's just like it's just like different bases sort of scattered out, which kind of was like MGS too.
Yep.
Also, I mean,
And it is a lot of fun taking down the bases. It is. The game it reminds me most of is SOCOM. So it's a lot more stealth oriented. You can go prone and crawl. You can crouch. You can use the cover of night.
Third person?
In a storm,
Yes.
you've got a little more cover.
when you aim down sights, you can be third or first, which is changed by the right stick click.
Okay.
So, like, if
Certain
you're near
situations,
somebody,
yeah.
and if you've got like a silenced pistol or something, and you're just trying to do a headshot, you can red dot it. But obviously, if you're sniping somebody, you don't want to be in third person.
Maybe you don't.
Right.
I mean,
Or you can
unless
set
you're
it.
really good.
You can
580.
set it to every time you aim, it goes into first person.
And it's different. And it's different with each gun, I discovered. So
okay.
if you're using your short range gun and you want it to be third person all the time, but then when you switch to your sniper,
Yes.
it'll first person down.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah, you
Down
can
the
set
scope.
it for that gun specifically or for all your
Good.
weaponry.
Yeah, it just remembers
The
whatever your choice
customization
was.
in it is pretty nice. You can customize your character's looks. You can customize your loadout at any point. So if you come up to a base and you want to snipe, you can switch to your sniper rifle.
Mhm.
If you're going to go loud, you can switch to your LMG and your shotgun. You can customize the paint schemes on your guns. which I enjoy doing.
The guns were hugely customizable from what I could see.
Yep.
Basically, when you go into one, it just does an exploded view, and every single thing, every single part, the trigger, like the actual barrel, the
rails,
suppressor, the scope, everything is its
trigger.
own. Yep. Everything on every gun is its own group that has so many that you can unlock.
Wow.
Yep. Just the one sniper rifle I picked up, I think I looked and there were like at least 10 unlockable but not usable yet scopes for it.
Yep.
So
So
there's
you
going to
can
be a ton of gun parts laying around.
If you want to color it, you can choose an overall paint scheme. So you can use like a woodland camo on like the sniper rifle, and then you can go into each part and you can color the barrel back to black, so it looks like just like the stock of the gun has the paint, and then the barrel's black, the suppressor's black, or you can change it to like olive drab green or gray or any of the colors that are in like the woodland camo. You can't make it like green on this half and red on this half or anything. Right. But yeah, the customization in it is.
I'm curious to see how much that
really
affects, because it's not like in Metal Gear Solid, for example. Did both of you play that?
For like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Metal Gear.
Well, Metal Gear. The way it worked in that is, if you put a suppressor on, it would completely suppress the sound. People would not hear it no matter how close or far away you were, and then eventually it would break. The way it works in this is, you've always got a suppressor on, and it won't break, but it doesn't reduce the sound 100%.
Right.
So if I have a silenced pistol, and I go stand like this and go bang, then that guy's going to hear it, even though it had a suppressor on it. So there are better suppressors that you can get that will suppress the noise more. So you can't just like, I've got a suppressor, so I'm going to snipe this guy.
So
as long as nobody sees it.
Right.
If there's somebody near you when you're sniping, they're still going to hear you and come over to you.
That's actually one of my pet peeves is that silencer, right? The big deal, whatnot, because like in movies and stuff, you hear, they put the silencer on, no one's gonna hear it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it goes,
so it's like a little air getting, released.
Yeah, it's like an airsoft gun.
Yeah, but like,
in real life, it's very loud.
When you actually use it, the suppressor just makes it so that you don't have to have earmuffs on when you fire the weapon. It's still like super audible. It's like
instead of knowing where exactly they are when they use the suppressor, you're not sure. Like, that's really all the suppressor does in real life.
Yeah, and like what I saw was like the decibel range. So like this is gonna burst your eardrums at some point. Like this will do ear damage and whatnot. But like you put the suppressor on, and it's like, well, no, it's below the decibel range. You're good. That's all it's gonna say.
And it does if you're sneaking through a base and there's a guy on his own and there's some guys far away, you shoot him in the chest and kill him, you're fine. But if you hold down the trigger and you're slamming it into the wall behind him, then they're going to hear the ricochet. So they're like, if you have a shitty shot, then they're going to hear that.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
it's very interesting. It's very actually stealth oriented, where you have to be conscious of everything you're doing, not just am I close enough to this guy as he can see me. Yeah. Once you target guys, like when you tag them with your drone, you can see the marker over their head will change whether you're in their line of sight or not. So you can kind of use that to be like, okay, he's behind a bush, like, now I can go. It's nice to be able to physically see instead of guessing what the hitboxes are. Like, this guy cannot see me right now. I can go. I like that kind of stuff.
Yep. And you can tag them. So right away you can tag 2 people, and it'll be 1 and 2. I've got it unlocked, so I can do 1, 2, 3, and 4 now.
Oh, the sync shot you're talking about.
Sync shot. So it's kind of nice. If there's 2 guys, or if there's even 3 guys, we can single out, like, all right, I'll tag 1, 2, Kip, you take 2, I'll take 1, and then we'll both converge on the unmarked guy.
Mm-hmm. And what'll happen is it shows these little icons down in the bottom right-hand corner. So, like, let's just say he marks 1 and 2, and he says, you take 1, I'll take 2. When you aim down the sights and you're aiming at somebody, there's a little spinning wheel that changes so that it says this person is aiming at this target. They've locked that target in, basically, and then when the next person aims that one, so once everybody's lined up, ready to go, you just press the button and it kind of gives everybody the signal. In our case, we were just saying, okay, shoot, and then once we both knew we were both on it, then we just take them both out.
Yep. And it's got some other really nice uses as well. If there's somebody who's patrolling, you can mark him as 1 or 2. If there's a sniper, and then that makes it easier for Kip to see what I'm talking about.
Yeah, it's also nice just for pointing out stuff like, hey, this guy is coming your way, and he'll mark him, and then instead of me going, is he to the east? Like, I can just go, oh, there he is.
Yep. Right. A couple of questions. First, do you have to like keep firing at them? Do they have unreasonable amount of armor, or is it
No.
just, like, a couple
It's
of
not.
shots
It's
put them
not
down?
like Division. It's
Okay.
if you shoot them in the head and they don't have like ballistic armor on their face, they're dead.
Yeah, or the chest. I mean, a couple of rounds to the chest will drop them. Pistol to the chest. I've gotten kills with one shot.
Yep.
If they are armored, then you'll have to put a couple into them.
Do you have to move bodies?
Not
Is
yet.
there
Not
a
not in the
worry of
beta.
I don't
patrolling
know if
and
that's going to be a
finding
mechanic
bodies
or
and
not.
stuff?
I
Yeah.
didn't see any option to move them.
I
Basically,
think they despawn as well. Dead bodies.
Oh, okay.
if somebody walks around the corner, obviously, and sees a dead body, they'll go investigate it. But the one thing that I noticed about it that I love in stealth games is that if you shoot at a person and you miss them and they realize something's happening, it does not immediately alert everybody in the base.
Right.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
That you'll shoot at them and they'll go, "What the fuck?" and they'll try and figure out what's going on. Maybe they might pull out a radio and go, "Hey, just so you guys know, like there's somebody shooting at me." But if you don't give them a chance to do that, like there's a span of 3 to 5 seconds or however long they react where you can move in and correct your mistake. It's not like if you go, "Oh, okay, now the whole base knows."
Yeah, now
It's
everybody's
not
looking
like
right
that.
at me shooting.
It really, everybody reacts to your actions, not just this sort of blanket alarm that goes off whenever you anybody sees you or anything like that. Like someone
cool.
could see you and you could run up to them and choke them out. I mean, a normal person wouldn't go, "There's somebody running towards me," pull their radio and go, "He's here." And then
Right.
in my last act, I'll save everyone else.
Look out!
He's gonna be like, "What the fuck?" And then he'll die.
Yeah.
So,
And then you stuff them into a cabinet.
That sounds really fun.
Yeah,
It
there's
is.
a lot of really
It's
cool
extremely
mechanics.
fun. Yeah, I had a lot of fun with it, and I
It's-
had some hilarious videos because
Yeah.
it is in beta.
Oh,
In
yeah.
a lot of ways, with the vehicles and stuff like that. Like I would take a motorcycle and drive it off a cliff, land on the ground, drive a little bit further, then get flung off, and then just like be down. Oh yeah, save me!
I had some pretty funny incidents last night with a motorcycle as well.
I recorded a lot of what we did last night on here, so we'll look at it. At
Nice.
some
That's always a
point,
terrifying sentence to
but-
hear.
Oh my god.
The,
I recorded a lot
Dang,
of
it's
what we
only
did
till
last
tomorrow.
night.
I'm not
Yeah.
gonna have time.
It is a lot of fun to play. You can play with up to 4 players. If you're playing solo, you've got 3 NPCs that are with you.
Okay.
If you load into a game with a buddy, it's just the 2 of you. So unless you fill the squad out with players, then you're
Which is-
down to just 2 guys.
Which is nice.
Yeah,
I mean,
we did work
I would
with
rather
2.
be able to choose how many people you have as opposed
Yeah.
to like
have to
if
have
we
2
get
AI.
in, then
Having
there's
still
2 AI,
people.
AI guys. But you can command them. I haven't gotten
Yes.
very far into that, but if you are by yourself and you can play single player,
Yeah.
and you tell them when you do your sync shot, one of them will just pick it up,
Yes.
whoever it happens to be.
And that's
So-
all I ever did was a sync shot. I never did any of the other commands. The game itself, like it comes out on the 7th. I'm not in a hurry to go pick it up. It isn't really fun in my opinion solo. Like it's definitely
Right.
a game you want to play with your
It
friends.
is absolutely I probably played for half an hour by myself, and I was like, I mean, I know what it's for. It's
Yeah.
for playing with people online.
Absolutely,
Sure.
yeah. So it's definitely an online cooperative game. With games like Zelda coming out on the 3rd and Mass Effect at the end of the month, I'm definitely gonna be saving that $60 for Wildlands. It is a lot of fun though. It's as far as comparing it to the Division. I mean, it's not like an RPG. It's a stealth oriented action.
Sure.
There's not
cover-based
not
shooter.
stats in terms of like
It's still a Tom Clancy game.
yeah. If you don't upgrade your pistol damage, then you won't be able to kill this guy with a pistol. It's just like this pistol shoots this hard, and if you have it, you'll shoot that hard.
Right. Yeah, better
Neat.
weapons will be better for armored. Than
By the way,
whatnot.
putting on a ghillie suit in that game is one of the funniest things
Dude,
ever, because it's all sort of independently animated. So like when you teabag people, you look like a you
And
look
of
like
course
the,
you have to teabag
Swamp
people.
monster.
Of
yeah,
course.
you look like a Chewbacca, like just bouncing up and down. It's really fun.
Kip hanging out the side of the car too. Out the window was really fucking
so
funny.
like whenever you get in the car, as soon as you aim, like your guy will get like he'll sit on the inside of the window
Right.
and aim out. But
Which is what we do in real life.
whenever I would get in, I would just hold left trigger right when I got in. So as soon as we got in the car, I'd just stick my head out the window, just riding along.
It looks ridiculous.
and then
when I do this.
if you can have people's heads hit the stuff that you're driving by. So you
Yeah.
drive by a pole and it'd go thum, and I just go inside I'd just be inside the car, and then Oh shit! Pop my head back out, just boom, and go back in.
There are a lot of funny glitchy things. Oh yeah, that's one of my biggest complaints about the game though, is the driving is very clunky right now.
It's bad.
It's tough to get used to. The flying, especially in helicopters, doesn't really make sense. You tilt forward and accelerate, and you're supposed to go forward,
right.
And you essentially do you don't do this, you do this.
Okay.
so
it's like
you go forward and then stop, forward, stop.
You're losing altitude because you're pointed down like this, so it's like it's pulling you straight, but you're also going down. So
it just does it at a very fast rate.
Yeah.
It's not like in GTA. If you tilt forward, you go forward.
Right,
and that's
right.
sort of but your baseline go forward is just holding the trigger. So that'll take you forward, and if you want to go up, you have to back it off, and if you want to go down, you have to
the mechanics are really
basically
weird for it though, because even when like you pull back, like to go up over a mountain, I had to pull back all the way, and he's still going forward and up rather than going back, which is the way that his props are going at that point. So it's different.
I think part of it too is because it's accelerating from the back as well. So like if you tilt it back and you're trying to go up but you're not hitting accelerate, it's not running as much, and you just kind of
I'm hitting accelerate.
But yeah, if you hit accelerate, then it's also pushing you forward, so you kind of do the same thing.
Yeah, there are times though when it works, you hold forward and accelerate, and it goes how it's supposed to. And then there's other times where it's just you don't know what the fuck's gonna happen.
That sounds.
It's a little wonky, but again,
Beta.
It is beta, so it's hard to say. I mean, with it coming out on the 7th, I gotta assume they set up the beta a while ago,
Right?
And they probably have at least a month or two more polish on it.
Yeah, they had a closed beta a while ago, probably a couple of weeks. I'm not entirely sure. So I'm sure that was probably one of the bigger complaints for that as well. So there was an instance where I jumped out of a helicopter last night with my parachute, and instead of parachuting, I just died instantly in the air.
Which is what normally happens.
Yeah.
I think that had something to do with the netcode, because I was decelerating to land when he jumped out. Like I was starting to land at the base, and I think when he jumped out, he hit the propeller as I was coming down. Like he jumped out and went up instead of like jumping out and going down. So I think I was going like this, and he just got chopped immediately.
And it didn't look like that on my game. It looked like I just fell, like grabbed my neck and died. Like I choked.
Not enough oxygen.
I took in too much air.
All these blades are.
That's cool. I'll have to keep an eye on that.
It was interesting, but
Overall,
yeah,
it's very
if
fun.
you want to download it, it's it's open, and as far as it actually, like compared to GTA, I hate to keep comparing it to GTA, but it's very easy to get in a game with someone else.
Yes.
He would click
really
join
fast.
game, and I would be in a game, and it would just say Elliot is joined, and then 5 seconds later he would just appear.
Or is that,
well,
like,
no,
are you talking about
because
the processing.
I'm talking about the actual process of him trying
Loading
to join
in.
my game.
And I could join in right from the lobby too, or from the start menu. I see like all my friends who are on and who's playing. I go down and I hit A on Kip, and it just instantly puts me in there.
You kind of have your own stuff that you do. So like if he pops into my game and he's already collected a bunch of stuff in a base, then it'll already be gone. So it kind of helps as far as like, have we both done this? Have we not done this? Like, we don't go to a place and then find out he doesn't have anything there. Like, he can kind of look and see where he's already been, and we can pick somewhere else to go, or however you want to do it.
Nice.
But it's sort of each person's individual map progress when you join their game. So, like, when I do a single-player game, in theory, I could choose for it to be single-player, or friends can join me at any time, or anybody can join me at any time. And then he can just pop into my game and be like, hey, what's up? And then he just appears. The other two guys in your squad disappear. And that's it. He's just in the game.
So it sounds like co-op Far Cry done right.
Yeah.
And
Third person co-op Far Cry
Jinx.
done right. Yeah.
Cool.
sounds very appealing.
I'll give a Coke.
Hey, thanks for watching this episode of Loud, Confused, and Ready. If you like that, please hit the like button and subscribe. Show your support, we greatly appreciate it. We also have other videos that you might like by clicking on this one over here or this one over here. You can also let us know what you think on our Twitter, Instagram, all those things are in the description below. Thanks.